Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, ChrissieGirl. Welcome back to part 10 of my Sonic 06 playthrough of Shadow's story, and we're talking to Lord Regis, who has now said we can go into Dusty Desert and find Mephiles, because that's where all his troops are coming from, so I'm going to assume that's where he's hiding. So here we go. Big bad Dusty Desert.
Mephiles appears to have
I can still remember running through this stage with Sonic, carrying Elise. It's enough to make you sick if you're a hater, isn't it?
In my mind. His movement shows he's seeking any Chaos Emerald he can find. Supposedly, he needs one in order to join with Iblis again.
I will seal him for that.
If there is one thing I like this game for, it's the Team Dark dynamic. They're certainly more than what they were in Sonic Heroes, where they were just sort of like teaming up just because they all had their own purposes. Now they sort of come together a bit more. You know, they're more than just people who want the same thing, but for different reasons. They're friends in themselves, if that makes any sense. But anyway, first part of Dusty Desert, riding a hovercraft through these pillars. You don't exactly have to, I don't think, but actually, I don't know, do you have to? I've always done it just because it guides the way to where I have to go. So I don't know what would happen if you didn't go through the pillars but still managed to get to where you needed to go. But I've always gotten lost when I find I don't use the pillars, so yeah. The first time I ever played this stage I actually didn't notice the pillars at all, so I got lost very quickly. I didn't have a fucking clue what I was supposed to be doing. Then I realised there were these pillars rising up from the sand, and I was like, oh, maybe I should follow them. They've got great big red arrows on them. But yeah, generally they guide you to where you gotta go next. Shadow's Dusty Desert is actually incredibly different from Sonic's one. It's probably got more in common with Silver's stage than it has with Sonic's stage. But anyway, door's opened. Let's go inside. See, that's what makes me wonder if you need to go through the pillars, because the door opens as you approach it. I'm wondering if the door actually doesn't open if you don't go through all the pillars or something. I don't know. It would be bullshit if that was the case, but I'm not sure. I think it might just be one of those things.
It's just a bit further.
But anyway, let's make our way along this pipe thingy, and it is rather bullshit because the controls are so fucking slippery. You've got dash pads that make you go even faster, and well, I mentioned before, I think when you hit a dash pad and go faster, the steering is even worse, and I died fucking twice.
It's just a bit further.
Ugh, fucking controls. See what I mean? The steering is just increasingly sensitive if you hit a dash pad. So avoid the dash pads if you can, because it's just too much fucking hassle. Excuse me. But anyway, what can I say about Dusty Desert stage? It primarily takes place inside what looks like a temple, unlike Sonic's, which was practically all outdoors. But this isn't anything new. I mean, Silver's is almost exactly the same, but obviously, like I say, we'll cover that when we get to it. The stage itself isn't too bad, though. I mean, there are worse stages. This part is particularly annoying. Namely because of the stupid sand waves that push you all the way back to the beginning of the room, so you've really got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just going to get pushed back time and time again. And this is why I'm not that keen on Dusty Desert. Yes, it's better than a lot of other stages, which are just boring because they copy Sonic stages. But, I don't like these waves at all. To be fair, Silver has them as well. I don't see how that's been fair, but oh, for fuck's sake. How many times am I going to get dragged back by these fucking waves of sand? I don't know if this happens more than once. It probably does. Try and get on this platform if you can. The obvious problem is, if you miss, well, it's going to be for a tricky ride. And that's a fucking weird camera angle on Omega. It's close up. But yeah, Omega segment. They're not very common. I don't know why. And you gotta love how Omega's... I think that's actually my DVD recorder. So to be fair, that's not really the game. But you gotta love how Omega's arms are the only things that are visible. These segments can be cheated on in two ways. For one thing, just tap the glide button instead of holding it down, and you can get across there with no difficulty. If not, then just hang as close to the side as possible onto the little bits jutting out, and you shouldn't fall. Shouldn't. And I fucking died. And I fucking have to do this horrible segment again. Arrgh! Should have checkpointed as soon as I switched to Omega. Why do I have to do this again? Fucking camera! Arrgh! I do not approve. Oh, this is just so tedious. Why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Does this section have to be so awkward? Am I making it more difficult for myself? You know, can someone just tell me, am I making it more difficult for myself? Is there an easier way about this than the way I'm doing it? Because if there is, then just... I fail. But if this is the easiest way of doing it, then the game fails. I'm sorry. In fact, the game fucking fails anyway, so let's just leave it at that. I do not like this section. Get up on the fucking platform, you stupid hedgehog. Yay! Don't die this time, Omega. If you die this time, I definitely will disapprove. Keep your distance, daft robot. Eggman's most powerful, my arse. I believe you have to kill all the enemies before you can proceed. Which is bullshit. Kill the birds, Omega. Kill the fucking birds. Wildlife hater. See, you can't really do it from there because Omega's shots are just so awkward, and the camera as well can't see the fucking enemies. So I find that I have to back up a little bit. Well, I've kind of got to, really. Right. Oh, was that too far? I'm sorry. Right. Come on. Don't die this time, you stupid robot.
So yeah, there's a fair bit of platforming that needs to be done in this level. It's not the most interesting of all the levels, but like I say, I prefer it over Flame Core, which is just Sonic stage but with a few extra enemies. I really don't know what to say. Well, I suppose I could be a little bit euphoric considering that, fucking quicksand! You think I'd be a little bit euphoric considering that I'm nearly done with Shadow Story and then I've only got to do Silver Story and the last story and then I'm finally free. Wow, sort of. I may upload the Team Attack Amigo either on VG Playthrough or on this channel. I do not know yet. I'd rather put this game in the past though, so maybe I might just upload it to VG Playthrough. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I've had enough of this game already. Just constantly going around killing enemies and it's just boring! Why is this game so boring? Why is it so glitchy? Okay, to be fair, it's probably not as boring to play. It's just more likely the fact that I'm watching it and it's so boring to fucking watch. No, the gameplay's just broken. It's not boring, it's just broken. Though I know that my brother was saying that he thinks the game is boring, so, you know, maybe it is. Depends on the person. Hey. Hit the switch. And I think that's it with Omega, I think. Or is there another section? No, there's another section. Because of course, can't get enough of Omega. I just really think that Sonic 06 tries to be like Sonic Adventure and it fails miserably. Sonic Adventure, while not one of my favourite 3D Sonic games, is a million times better than this game. Plus with Sonic Adventure, any shortcomings it had, you could kind of forgive it. It was the first 3D Sonic game. Well, the first proper 3D Sonic game. I don't count Sonic 3D Blast. I don't count that as a 3D game, I count it as an isometric game. And not a true 3D game. So, whereas with this game, Sonic had been in 3D for a while. They could have done so much better. You know, regardless of what you'd think of Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog, I'd rather play those games. Shadow the Hedgehog, as bad as that game was a million times better than this. In fact, I would probably go as far as to say it's kind of like my guilty pleasure. Yeah, I like Shadow the Hedgehog. Not enormously, but to a small degree I don't think it's bad. And Sonic Heroes, well, I don't think that's a bad game at all. Ugh! Fucking quicksand! Stop dying, you stupid fucking robot! You fail at life. Hit the switch. Bloody fucking birds. Right, come on. When will Omega's section end? Oh, now actually. How ironic. We're back with Shadow. And we're gonna do another one of these fucking segments? Don't they think that I just about pulled my hair out the last time? Haven't I pulled my hair out enough? Oh. And this time we've got to get onto one of those swingy poles. So Maybe not so far to travel. Maybe. Possibly. Might not be as frustrating as the first time. Oh no, it isn't. I actually made it. But unfortunately the door won't open because I've got to fucking beat the enemies. Arrgh. I hate having to beat the enemies in order to proceed. It's a twatty move. Come on, Shad. Oh. Nearly got dragged back there. And how did I not make that? Arrgh! Get up there, you stupid hedgehog! I've probably never mentioned it, but it's kind of obvious. When it's in the red, that's when you make the jump. And my footage is really lagging on Movie Maker. Movie Maker does not like me making videos. How many more fucking times is it going to take before I get up there? Ugh. Like I say, the video footage is majorly lagging on Movie Maker. It probably won't when I upload it to YouTube, but still. Come on, Shadow, get up there. Thank you. Yeah, more enemies to defeat. I mean, the whole defeating enemies thing in order to proceed. I didn't even like that in Sonic Heroes. I didn't even like that in Sonic Rush. Yes, it did happen at one point in Sonic Rush. I think. Actually, yes, it did. Another one of these segments. Again, avoid the dash pads because they make you go crazy fast, and then you won't be able to control your turning as well as, you know, you would like. Stupid sloppy controls. Well, we're nearly done, which is good because I've about reached the end of my tether with this ridiculous stage. Stupid sand tsunami things. I think we just got to round this corner. I don't think I actually need to beat these enemies. I'm just doing it because it's just habit now to kill all the enemies I see, which is rubbish, but hey ho. Kill this bastard, and that bastard, and that one. Luckily for the homing attack, eh? But anyway, that is Dusty Desert. Thank fuck that's over, and see you in the final part where we'll take on Mephiles for the final time. I'll see you guys then.